Dear friends, does everybody hear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 listeners. So I can see that everybody already joined our translation. So please let me know, are you ready or not?
Hi, hello, good morning. We are ready,
good morning.
yes.
Good morning, good morning.
Actually, good afternoon for you. We are ready.
Thank you. Okay, so as I understand, everybody ready, and I hope that we can start. Dear friends, first of all, one special request. If you will have some questions during our online lecture, you could simply ask them using our chat, because it will be a little bit more suitable for me. We should listen all theoretical part of my presentation, and after that I can manage all your questions in chat and answer them one by one. Okay, so let's start our today's lecture about public speaking. I will share now my laptop screen for everybody. I will show you my presentation. Okay, so today our main subject is public speaking, my friends, and let me first of all introduce myself. Who am I? My name is Stanislav Mushtalov. You can simply call me Stas. This is a short form of my name here in Russia, and it doesn't offensive at all, so Stas is suitable. My age is almost 32 years. Almost 10 years ago, I graduated Samara State University. I'm a Bachelor of Russian Philology. My main specialization is Russian literature, especially literature of Sergei Dovlatov. Probably you heard once upon a time about that author. My today's occupation is event host. It's about weddings, corporative events, some other celebrations, etc., etc. Also, I'm a professional author of texts and a screenwriter, but of course, you can ask me about that. I think it's a little bit a story for another time. I am an ex-bartender, camp counselor, and facility interpreter. So that was my previous occupation, and I had a little bit interesting experience according to that. So let's start our theoretical part of public speaking. I know that soon everybody here will present their new startup project in front of your potential investors. And my friends, I hope those things I will share with you today will be useful and you could use them in practice. Okay, so let's go further. And my first subject to tell about is key skills for being cool speaker. Okay, I hope that everybody here understands how is it important to be a good speaker because it is very useful in sales of your product, in sales of your ideas, and of course in case of self-presentation, because without a proper self-presentation it is impossible to be an important person in eyes of your potential investors. Okay, first points I'd like to share with you. It's the huge importance of self, because self, it's pretty critical key point. One thing I'd like to share with you before. According to biology, all people are the predators of highest level. I hope you understand that. And as you know, all predators have some special ways of communications between each other. And we can use that I don't remember the word, behavioristic processes in our communications to other people. Okay, so now let's go to self points. Self-presentation. Self-presentation is pretty important because if you will meet people that you never met before, you have only one chance to make first impression. You will never get a second chance for first impression. That's the ticket. So if you will make a good presentation of yourself, if you will show your strongest points and your strongest skills, they will be pleased. They will trust you. They will provide you everything you want. Next level is a self-confidence. You can tell a lot of things. You can believe those things a lot, but unfortunately, you have no self-confidence. Dear friends, self-confidence is a really critical key point, and in that case, you need to believe yourself. You must believe in your powers, you must believe in your competence, you must believe in your skills. When you will fully believe yourself, you will reach the proper level of self-confidence, and of course, people will gather you, will surround you, they will gather near you, they will believe in your ideas. So I always insist that the level of self-confidence should be pretty high. And of course, here is the third part: self-love. I've met a lot of people during my life, and I met different people, really, but sometimes I saw a really qualified person with a high skills, with a incredible mastery, but those people has no self-love. In that case, they were, how to say, they were like shadows, like a gray persons, and their skills, they simply disappeared in their in their sorry, friends, I must bring my apologize, because it's a little bit difficult without total language practice to construct my thoughts directly now. So what I'd like to say: self-love is a really critical point, because when you love yourself, you will receive self-confidence and self-presentation. Believe me, you are the most valuable person in your life, because you will do everything for yourself, and you do it in a proper way. So believe in your powers, believe in your skills, do a good self-presentation, and not forget, you must fall in love with yourself. Okay, sounds a little bit weird, but as I understand from my practice, those 3 points are really important. You need to improve them every day. Let's go further. Sense of humor. Sense of humor is another critical key point of being a cool speaker. Just remember, you've came to the university. You now at the some kind of lecture, and probably it's a really interesting subject. Probably you are really interested in that subject, but your teacher, he speaks like it's just a simple and a very dry theory. Of course, your attention will be decreased all times, and of course, you will not be interested at all, and finally, till the end of that lecture, you will fall asleep. The same way can be applicable to public speaking. If you have a good sense of humor, please use it. Implement some jokes, implement some calamburs, some funny stories into your speech, and believe me, everybody will be pleased, because some good joke is a best way to pay attention of everybody who listen to you. So how to improve your sense of humor? There is no one answer for this issue, but as for me, it's really good to read classic literature, like some comedies and other things. And of course, the good way to improve your sense of humor is to watch some some stand-up with a high quality jokes. Okay, it should not be some dirty jokes, yeah, but you can pick some ways to create your own jokes and make it a little bit funny, a little bit brighter, and people will be pleased with your new and improved sense of humor. Let's go further. And improvisation mastery. Okay, what does it mean? You can prepare a good presentation. You can prepare all things that you want to tell about, but somehow something happened, and people starts to ask you some inconvenient questions probably, or they will ask you about something you are not really qualified in, and what can save you now? It's just your mastery of improvisation. So according to this mastery, you can simply change the subject of your dialogue with some person you not to be involved in. You can turn the situation from the negative side to the positive side for your own purposes and other things. So you must be every time ready for that moment that something could be really wrong, and use your improvisation skills. You can improve them only by practice. So you can use a solo practice in front of mirror. Just imagine some strange situations, some inconvenient situations, and try to make a plan how to avoid those situations, or if you are in that inconvenient situation, how to escape it with minimal losses. Okay, that's another point. And the next point is control of non-verbal communication. Okay, dear friends, one critical point that I every time tell all young public speakers that want to accept some experience from mine. Is really important. Your position on the stage, your posture, your gestures, your hands, your eyes, your facial impressions, and other things, they are really important. They can bring you a lot of success, or they can completely ruin everything. So please control your verbal communication, control your non-verbal expressions. I will tell you a little bit detailized about non-verbal communication on the next slide, but now please put that point into your attention. Okay, so key skills for being cool speaker. Here we are finished. Let's go to the next page. Next page is drawing attention. Okay, everybody understands that without attention from the public which listens to you, it is impossible to bring some thoughts, bring some ideas, and of course, win that battle. It is impossible without attention. So let me tell you something about drawing attention of your potential listeners. First of all, accessorize in your look. Sounds a little bit strange, but people are predators, and predators put a lot of attention, put a lot of it on some bright markers. It's deep in our biology. So what can be very useful? What can be really handy? First of all, men public speakers, male public speakers could use some really bright pocket square. Okay, if you stand in a jacket in front of people, you can use that pocket square, and of course it's a really bright spot in your look, so people will follow it, and like in lingua latina, volens nolens, they will follow not only your movement during the stage, they will follow all your thoughts. Okay, girls could use brooches, necklaces, or other jewelry, not really bright, but something beautiful, extraordinary, and things that could pay attention to their persons. Okay, that's about accessorizes. I don't need it anymore. I can I can speak without it. Sudden movements. What should you do with sudden movements? Okay, so let me explain. For example, you telling something for a group of investors. So you just saying that, ladies and gentlemen, hello for everybody. Now I want to tell you about my project. My project is really bright and beautiful, and it is really handy. It could be very handy for everybody. But, so No, it was a sample of sudden movement. You can use that sudden movement for everybody. On the business meetings, you can use that sudden movements in public speaking in front of a big crowd of people when you are on stage. These sudden movements are really useful in case of, once again, biological issues. Yeah, you know that predators are really following by the eyes some moving objects, and when object makes some sudden movement, they pay all attention to that. You can see it on the sample on cats. Yes, so you remember that when you're playing with your cat, you can slowly move a toy, or you can make a really sudden move, and in that point cat make some jump or paying all attention to that toy. Remember about that and use that life hack with sudden movements, and you can draw all attention to your speech. You can draw all attention to your person. Okay, that was about sudden movements. Let's move further. Links to publicly available sources of information within your speech. What exactly does it mean? All people use some sources in information that exists in public sphere. Newspapers, some news blogs, TV programs, probably some pages in Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, other social networks, etc., etc. And when you tell about something to your listeners, you can say like, for example, okay, here is an issue, and according to the Guardian newspaper, and according to the that news channel and other things, all people will be involved, because a lot of them also watch that channel, read that blog, or probably read that newspaper. In that case, you break a wall between you and your listeners, and all people will be closer to you. It brings them some kind of comfort, some kind of convenience, and it will be a little bit simpler for you to bring your thoughts to them. So please send links to some publicly available sources of information within your speech. As I understand from my practice, it is really useful thing. Okay, let's go further. Modified repeat cross for. What does it mean? Modified repeat cross for. More speaking, multiple for. It's a science fact that to remember the idea, to understand the idea, to put it into your head, you need to hear that idea not less than 4 times. So you can easily remember from your university life that probably when lecturer explains some difficult subject, he repeats all times some key points like formulas, like some theoretical laws of some subject, etc., etc. In your speech, you can use the same method. So please put some main idea into your speech. So for example, you would like to tell about the usability of your invention. For example, you made some invention and you'd like to share with everybody how it could be useful for them. Use that thought 4 times, but please, every time change a thought a little bit. Do not use that thought in same text form. You can say it in a different way. So like, my invention could be really handy for everybody. This invention is really useful for all people here, and other forms. Please change the form of your thought, tell it for everybody, use that step 4 times, and believe me, all people finally will remember what you'd like to tell them. Okay, that's about modified repeat. The precision of vocabulary. Another trouble, another problem that exists in public speaking sphere. For example, you can remember some maybe politics, maybe some college professors that sometimes they said things like with very general words. So you listen to them and you think that, okay, man, you said a lot of things, but I hardly understand what you're talking about. So the main case of that issue is using some general vocabulary. Please, ladies and gentlemen, use the precise words. So if you want to tell about some good qualities of your product, use the concrete words, use the precise vocabulary, and everybody will easily understand what you want to share with them. Okay, the precision of vocabulary is like a sharpened blade that will cut all walls between you and your listeners. Okay, and reset of attention, the most critical point of that page. You draw all attention to your person. You are a really good public speaker, but people's attention decrease in all times. So it's proportional to the time of your speaking. If you want to save all attention to your person, to save all attention to your subject, you could use some ways of resetting the attention. The most really easiest way to do it is to say some small joke, some small funny story. Maybe you could tell them a story from your life that somehow connected with the issue you're talking about. So please, dear friends, do not forget from time to time to reset attention of your auditory. You can easily understand that attention starts decreasing. You can see that some people like in their cell phones, or probably they start to make some noise with their papers, or some of them just are ready to take in a nap. To avoid that, please making the reset of the attention and everything be fine. Good public speaker always have some jokes in his pocket to show them for his public, and making the resetting of the attention. Let's go further. Self-confidence, the one of the key points of being cool public speaker. Self-confidence, what exactly does it mean? Proper and comfortable clothes. Strange point. You can think that it's a strange point, but nothing strange. If you feel inconvenience, if you feel some like your clothes try to murder you, they are pretty tight and you cannot move properly, it will decrease in the level of your self-confidence. So in that case, please, before all your public activities, choose your wardrobe and your look properly. Use not official dress code if you will be in some not official area, or probably if it will be a really important meeting with some people on high levels, like bosses of corporations. Of course, you need to use some jacket, or probably some black tie dress code. Please always remember that your clothes should be very convenient, very comfortable, and of course they must provide you a possibility to breathe deep, because if you will breathe on a small level, not deep enough, it will bring you to the panic attack. I saw those troubles around me, and I think that it's my duty to inform you to avoid that critical trouble. Please always remember about your self-comfort, and it will be the point of making self-love for you. Okay, it's about proper and comfortable clothes. Let's go further. Proper vocabulary. Okay, if you will go to meeting with some potential investor, it could be in different ways. So, for example, people will start the conversation in not a formal style, like, okay, hello buddy, I'd like to know what the craziest shit you'd like to tell me. That sounds good. Okay, so if he brings you arm with that style of communication, please support him, and you could use the proper vocabulary, like, "Oh, okay, buddy, I understand. So here, let me tell you what I invented for you." But of course, if you come to a meeting and there's like, "Hello, sir, we'd like to hear some ideas and some innovations you are like to share with us." Okay, it's more formal way of communication. So please change your words and change your vocabulary for more official style. That's the key point, and always hold it in your memory. Proper vocabulary is another key for your success. Next point, muscle relaxation. Some people, when they are in front of crowd of listeners, or when they are at some kind of a business meeting, they feel like they are in chains, because their muscles become really hard, especially neck, especially shoulders, especially some tension in arms, or some tension even on some facial muscles. I strongly recommend you to improve your ability to make muscle relaxation, because you can easily make an experiment. If you try to say a word with huge muscle tension in the neck, even in high tension in shoulders, you can hear the changes of your voice. It could be not so confident. It could be trembling. It could add to itself some notes of despair. So please, friends, remember every time, nobody want to kill you. Nobody want to hurt you. You are here just to share information. You are here just to tell everybody about your inventions, about your new startup, about your ideas. It's just a normal business process. It's just a communication between people. So, friend, please relax, relax, and breathe deep. It will be really useful for everybody. They will understand that you are relaxed, you are pretty self-confident, and probably you'll bring them idea for $1 billion. So not forget to be relaxed. Okay, that about muscle relaxation. And the next point, it's they only people after all. It's the main thing in self-confidence. As I said before, no one wants to hurt you. You are here just to make communication and to share your brilliant and bright ideas. Please, tell those people about your bright ideas. Tell them about your thoughts, about your dreams, about your maybe some crazy fantasies about a new business that you could do together. And okay, do not think that those people are somehow they are scary, they are evil, they are cruel. Not at all. They could be brutal on the first sight, but after all, they are just people, and you're a human after all. Remember it every time when you feel some fear, when you scared, and everything will be okay. Okay, so sorry. A drop of tea is really useful. Another secret, my friends. You saw? Tea or water. No coffee before the public activities, before the public speeches. You know
what
that.
about some vodka?
Sorry?
What about some vodka before?
Vodka? Oh no, that's for my activity, like a wedding host.
Okay.
Not for public activity. Just joking, just joking. I will explain why tea or water. If you will ask from voice actors who read audio guides, audio books, or other things, they will tell you that coffee makes your speech like because the wet of your mouth grows higher in case of coffee drinking. Tea and water has no that effect. So please, my friends, use simply water without gas and tea. You can understand, yes, that water with gas, it's like becoming a roaring dragon in front of your auditory. Okay, that's another small life hack I remember now, and move forward. Move forward. Non-verbal communication, very important part of every public speaking activity. Let's start from the first point. It's your posture. Posture is your location and the combination of your arms, of your legs, of your body. And every time, please show people that you are open to make a negotiation with them. If you will stay in front of people like that, okay, they will understand that you would like to close from everybody. You'd like to make some barrier between auditory and yourself. And of course, they will not believe you. Every time that you staying on stage, please make your legs in a correct position. They must be without any like a wheel or something like that. Your posture should be really self-confident. So you are here, you are a cool guy or you are a cool girl. You'd like to tell everybody about your ideas, about your brilliant new startup, and you should share that energy of your self-confident posture to everybody in that hall or in that meeting room. So posture is really important. Do not make in some close postures. Do not make some posture like that, or do not even show your back to people, because some of them could understand it like a sign of offensive. Be confident and stay in the open posture. Okay, let's go next. It's gestures. Gestures, watch your hands. Your hands is a really useful helper during your public communication, during your public speaking. You can use your hands easily, like you can show that you are open for everybody. You can show just, please calm down. You can show just, friends, shut up. So please, every time, remember about your gestures. Do not forget about that being a wine meal like that. It's not a good point. People can't believe a man or woman who just acting like a wine meal at this stage. If it is really difficult for you to avoid that additional movements of your hands, you can use some laptop or pad with papers. And my strong recommendation for everybody, if you want to hold something in your hands, do not use some long and pointy things like pencils, pens, or maybe some pointers, because it will be a really strong temptation to peak like that to people. Some people under their conscious will understand it like an act of aggression. So please, my friends, avoid that pointy and peaky things. Use some pad with papers, some notepad or something like that. Because as in my practice of wedding host, we always use some pad with papers. We always hold a microphone in one hand, and one hand we using for some gestures to attract additional attention to our person. So your hands, it's a really useful helper for every public speaking. Remember that. Next point, facial expressions. Okay, that's a really good thing to talking about, because sometimes I saw people sharing some information with me. They could tell some really useful and interesting things, but with that facial expression. So, okay, my friend, I'd like to tell you. What? What? I don't want to hear some thing from a person who look at me just like I don't know, killed his mom or something like that. No, you should be every time with open-minded facial expression. You should use some light smile on your face, and of course, do not make it like that. Do not cross your eyebrows, because if you even want to be a self-confident and brutal person, some people always understand that crossed eyebrows like a sign of your that you will soon attack them. Do not attack people. Do not make a brutal face. Please use your smile, light smile. Do not smile like that. No, no Hollywood smile, because a lot of teeth. What is it? Yeah, in a wild nature, amongst the predators, it's a sign of aggression. So just a light smile, not like in all your 32 teeth. So remember about your facial expressions, and sometimes it's really useful to make a small practicing in front of mirror. From time to time, we are simply not understand how we look from the other side, from the side of other people. So you can make a speech in front of mirror, or you can, even better, make a speech in front of camera, and after that replay your speech and make remarks about your facial expressions. Probably sometime you make some strange movements with your mouth like this, or probably you make some additional eye blinks. Try to avoid them. Try to remove all additional strange facial expressions, and everybody will understand that you are self-confident and you completely control the situation. Next point is eye contact. Oh my gosh, eye contact. It's probably one of the biggest issues of public speaking, and there are a lot of literature about eye contact and other things. My friends, do not forget that eye contact with your auditory is a sign that you are here without any deal to trick them, without any line or something like that. But also, if you all time will stare in the eyes of your listeners, they will understand it like what? Like an act of aggression, because in a wild nature, the permanent eye contact, it's just a preliminary study before combat between two animals. So if you want to make an illusion of eye contact, because I understand that eye contact for some people is a really hard thing, you could use two methods. First method, for a big crowd of people. If you stay on the center of stage and a lot of listeners in front of you, you can use two ways. Way first, simply follow like that the eyes of people, and do not hold more than 1 second an eye contact with one of your listeners. The second thing, if you want to make an illusion of permanent eye contact with all persons here in that hall or in that meeting room, just stare with your eyes a little bit higher than their head, somewhere in a far wall, or maybe you will find a beautiful flower or a beautiful picture in the rear side of that room, and stare at that point. Find some kind of a marker that you will follow by your eyes. Did
Or
somebody...
maybe find a beautiful girl also.
Of course, but if you will stare on one beautiful girl, you will scare her. Don't forget, we are in 20 and 21, so be careful, my friend. That's about...
Okay, so you can switch to another beautiful girl.
Okay, but probably in that case, some girls could consider them not so beautiful if you will not make an eye contact with them. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. Let me tell about the second point of that eye contact way. From time to time, there is a kind of eye battle between you or probably your potential investor. Your potential investor could be like a wolf from the Wall Street. He could be the real business shark, and he will try to completely broke your will. He will try to see directly into your soul and find some your dirty secrets. I know that everybody during their life met people like that, but I have a special recipe to avoid all troubles with those predators. I know that life hack from books of Soviet dissidents, Soviet oppositioners. Probably everybody heard maybe one or two or many times in their life about Secret Service of Soviet Union, KGB. Those KGB enforcers sometimes kidnapped people and brought them to make a strong interrogation with hard eye contact, with some threatening, with lamps showed directly into the faces of people. And of course, if they will make an eye contact with you, they will follow your eyes and they will completely break your will. What our oppositioners finally imagine to do. They found that if you will stare here in that point between eyebrows of a person, nobody can catch your eye. Nobody can understand what's the point you are looking for in me. So if you have a conversation tete-a-tete, one by one, with some not so nice and or probably even nasty person, use that life hack. Stare with your eye contact here in that point, and you will be the winner in that situation. That is a really good way to improve your skill of making some hard negotiations, and I hope that that life hack will help you, because it saves my business many times during my life. That was about eye contact. Next, breathing. Breathing is really important part, because sometime I heard like people begin their lecture or they begin their presentation, and all time they making like try to avoid the mouth breathing. You see, you have your precious nose and you can breathe like just simply. You are enough of oxygen in your lungs, so deep breathe with your nose and everything will be okay. More speaking about breathing, you remember I told you about muscle relaxation. Okay, if you will make a muscle relaxation, it will free your chest to input more oxygen. And if you will move your shoulders a little bit back, so your chest must be a little bit forward and your shoulders a little bit back, you will have additional space for your oxygen, and you could tell more on one breath. It will bring self-confidence for your mental case, and it will bring, like, just try to do that. Shoulders to the backward, chest forward, and try to say something to yourself. Can you hear? Can you hear your voice become a little bit deeper? It become a little bit stronger. In case of your breast become more, the volume of your breast increases. Yeah. So in that case, use that thing for your public activity when you are on stage or you are in front of a crowd of people, and it will save your life. Save your life. Next point is tempo of speech. Tempo of speech is a really important thing. So, for example, let me show you the example of my Russian speech. Например, если я говорю по-русски, то я обычно говорю вот примерно с такой скоростью, если я что-то кому-то рассказываю. That's the tempo of my speech in Russian. For example, probably with your native language, you could use the same tempo. But if you are in area of just English communication, for example, and nobody here are native speakers, you can use a lower temp of your speech because the most critical point here is to make clear understanding of your thoughts. Do not be afraid of using some breaks like that. Even Konstantin Stanislavski, great Russian theatrical director and theorist, said that good break is the half of your success. So please do the breaks, decrease the speed of your speech, and everybody will be pleased. They will understand you easier, and of course the low tempo of speech brings you additional time for understanding what you'd like to tell next on your next point. So that's about the tempo of speech, and here we come. His Majesty voice. Voice is the main weapon of all public speakers, and loudness. Loudness is the first part of that theoretical part in our online lecture, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about loudness. You know, when you play with the loudness of your voice, you can say some critical points with a really loud voice, or sometimes you could just decrease the sound, decrease the loudness. All people in that case will draw attention to your person, because when you talk loud all time, it's not so good, because people, when they hear a loud voice every time, they losing their attention. But if you will decrease the loud of your voice from time to time, not always, please do not use a whispering when you explain something, because a lot of people are getting mad when they hear a low sound. Please play with the loudness, and you will see how it is easy to operate with people's attention. And of course, to mark some critical and interesting point in your speech, use the high loudness. Okay. Power of your vocal cords. Yes, of course. Your vocal cords, they are like muscles, and you could train them. For example, for me, it's not a problem at all to make a presentation in front of hundreds of people without microphone. I will not use it from time to time, because my voice is a kind of a Jericho tube from a Holy Bible. I could break the walls just with the sound of my voice. But of course, I have a 10 years of experience behind my shoulders. I have a 10 years of practicing. And you could do the same. The most brilliant way to improve your vocal cords is just a singing. Yeah. So you could probably find half of an hour every day, or even the quarter of hour, not for sing like you're Britney Spears or Justin Timberlake. No, just simply found some vocal exercises in the internet, vocal exercises for some young singers. It's like, just for example, singing of some vocal sounds like me, and do it on the uprising for the increasing power of your voice. It will be a really good practicing for training your vocal cords, and it brings your voice some power and also some deep and softness. Yeah. It's a really good practice for every public speaker. Now, purity of sound. Yeah, if you say it something like, "Okay, I'd like to I'd like to tell," nobody wants to hear your daddy's sounds or some grandpa sounds, my friends. Please remember every time that your articulation, that your diction, that the purity of your voice and the sounds is a really critical point for all people who come here to listen to you. They want to understand your thoughts. They want to understand your ideas. So please avoid to be that cloud rapper like rumble, mumble, wumble, good again, good again. Do not do it, and everything will be okay. The purity of sound is the key to success. Articulation. Yeah, articulation is another exercise for every public speaker. You could improve it by making some exercises even in front of the mirror. And more speaking, we here in Russia, from the school of Konstantin Stanislavski, the famous Russian theatrical director from the 20th century, have a special exercise for articulation. If you will find some cork from a wine bottle, you can use it. Take that cork, put it between your teeth, and start to read some text. Not a big text, probably for one. Oh, it's disappearing. Sorry. Okay, one A4 format sheet of paper. Print that text out and hold the cork between your mouth, between your teeth, sorry, and start to read the text. After that, remove the cork and try to read the same text, and you will be really amazed about your improved skill of articulation. Practice this exercise probably 3 or 4 times during the week, and for even 1 month, you will improve your art of articulation on the level of total master. Okay, emotions. It is really important to add some emotion and some high passion in your speech, because if you will tell people about something really interesting, about something really useful, and do it like, okay, friends, here's my new project. My project is a kind of a revolution in this sphere. Everybody will understand that you are kind of not confident person, and it's really boring for listen that information. So please, my friends, add emotions and passion to your voice. You can hear me. I'm always on some high level of passion. It's in case of my psychological type, but I always add emotion to my speech, and in that case, with all my mistakes in English, it's probably interesting to listen to my lecture. So emotion is a key to success, another key to success for your presentation. And my personal life hack for everybody here: abdominal muscles. Okay, as for me, I have abdominal muscles, but they are totally hidden under the noble layer of fat. But remember the opera singers. Remember the opera singers. They are pretty big people, like women, like men, and their voice is really strong. Their voice is really deep. So, friends, what's the secret? Abdominal muscles. Try the small exercise. Say something with weak abdominal muscles, without tension, and you will hear your voice become a little bit soft, not so interesting, and of course, etc., etc. But now I put some tension on my abdominal muscles, and what I have? I have a good and self-confident posture. I have some additional depth of my voice. I have some additional power, and I have, what do I have? I have a self-confident level increasing in case of abdominal muscles intense, because the tense of your muscles here brings some special command to your brain that we need to be, how to say, we need to improve the producing of adrenaline. And that adrenaline brings you some courage, it brings you some bravery, and of course, self-confidence. Yeah, always make your abdominal muscles hard when you feel that you are not confident at all, when you feel that your voice is not so deep as you want. It's a secret. It's a secret of all public speakers. Use your abdominal muscles every time. Add some tension. It will be cool. Next point, my personal life hacks, and I will share them with you. It's the last part of our today's theoretical information. So next part of my lecture will be like some exercises, and of course I will answer your questions. But first of all, my personal life hacks. First, storytelling. Why is it so important? My friends, if you will share some information with people for a long time, you can every time add some story from your life, or not from your life, but you can figure it like it's your own story. Believe me, when you will tell stories about your practicing, about your skills, about your university years, about your, I don't know, some adventures, about your adventures, of course, in time when it's proper to tell for everybody, your public speech will be better, because people really loves stories. All stories are a really good things. It's like I don't know, it's like a cream roses on the cake. So use those cream roses, use those stories, and add some storytelling in your orators practice. Of course, it will be really useful. Interesting about boring. Okay, another way is to make your speech interesting. And for example, you will make a presentation, and you will tell about some really boring and not interesting things. You can easily make it more interesting. You can simply make some presentation with funny pictures. You can add some jokes. You can make some strange comprehensions between some things or others. So please make some interest even in boring things, and everybody say thank you for that. People love to entertain themselves, and if you will help them with that entertainment, you will be rewarded. Find the keys to your listeners. What does it mean, find the keys to your listeners? From time to time, when I'm working like a host at some events with a couple of guests, first task that I delegate to my customer is to fill the special brief. I'd like to know as more as possible about my guests, about them tastes, about their hobbies, about their lives, about their professional occupation, etc., etc. It will be really useful for you if before you will visit your potential investors, or before you will stand in front of some special crowd of people, you will know something about them. You will know about their lives, about their possibilities, about their interests, and of course you will implement it into your speech. So for example, you will come for some investor, and he is a big lover of I don't know, stand-up concerts, and he's a big lover of some bright and young stand-up actor. I don't know who it could be, but let's make it like a sample. You could watch that actor. You could watch his stand-up, and after that visit your investor, and in a proper moment you will ask, you know that yesterday I saw that stand up, and here was a joke, and you will tell that this joke, and okay, so you now like his friend, because you have common interests. Common interests is one of the most important thing to connect people. Do not forget about that, and find the keys to your listeners as hard as it's possible. and engage them, of course. It's a little bit difficult to do the engagement here in online format of our lectures, but when you make a presentation, when you make some public activity or some public speaking, you could ask people from time to time, like, okay, so now I'd like to tell about some behavior of orator, and you, girl in a red dress in the first line, what's your name? Oh, okay. So tell me, and it could be like nonsense from the side view. But if you engage people into your speech, if you ask some questions, if you invite them to your stage, let's do some simple example, or let's make some simple exercise in a public activity training, and invite some people from the auditory, it will improve your public speaking. It will be more interesting for guests. And of course, be a chameleon, be a mirror. What exactly does it mean? For example, you and your potential investor on a meeting in a business center. He sits in front of you, and he make, like, I don't know, he from time to time put a correct position for his tie. What should you do? You should do the same. You should, from time to time, put your tie in a correct position. It's all these things are very difficult, but those processes are far beyond our conscious. It's really deep. So if you make a mirror, if you be a mirror, and if you will copy not all actions of your opponent, but if you will make just a small mirroring, like with a bow tie, like with a jacket, like with spinning a pen into your hands or something like that, you will be the winner at that meeting, because under his conscious, he will recognize you like, okay, my friend, everything is okay, everything is cool, I feel safe, you are the same like me, I'm looking like in the mirror. That's a really good strategy. Okay.
Sorry, may I ask you just a question?
Yes,
I think
of course.
it's important for everybody. Okay, so I'm actually, be involved on like the opportunity, like to deliver like several presentations in front of different people and also customer or whatever, right? What I notice, I mean, sometimes like there is like a kind of anxiety, right? So
yes.
People feel anxious while he's presenting. So I would like to know, I mean, according to you, what is the best way, like, in order like to drop this anxiety and try like to deliver a good presentation? So, I mean, like, if you have any specific practice or something that you could share, I think would be great.
You mean anxiety of the public speaker? Yes.
Yeah, being like in front of a public of say a public of 40 people, 50, 100 people, or whatever.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I will share with you some strange things from my practice that 10 years ago helped me to remove that anxiety from mine. For example,
I can tell you something, at least from my personal perspective. Okay, so I have like a lot of different situations. Sometimes I don't feel anything, so it's just like a really natural flow. Other time, I do feel the pressure. So I don't know why. I mean, why is coming this pressure? But I would like to know like what I could do like in order to remove it.
First of all, remember my advice about tension of your abdominal muscles. It will brings you a little an increasing of self-confidence level. That's the completely working thing. I always use it in my practice. Next thing is to make deep breathes, like it's not it should not be like an acting in front of people. You must breathe deep, but they shouldn't see that you are scared. And another point, I called it like a catharsis point. If you hold some pointy thing in your hands, like pencil, or maybe if you hold in your arms, maybe I don't know, some pointy thing, maybe some part of your glasses, or it's a really pointy pencil. If you tell something to people and you start to feeling anxious, bring yourself a little pain. Sounds strange, I understand, but if you will bring yourself a little pain, like you will point a pencil into your hand.
This is absolutely right. You know, I was reading between us. Okay, I was reading like actually not reading, watching like a TV presenter, like she was giving like some advices, and she was telling like exactly about the pain. You know, like to eat herself or doing something, you know, just like to don't feel, you know, the pressure.
Yeah. It's a kind of resetting of your attention, because your brain is a big trickster. He tried to make a trick with you that, okay, you can see there are a lot of people and you are one. You should be scared. Let's run away from here. But you will add some pain like this, and it is a resetting of attention. So here comes some process from the under of your thoughts, under of your conscious, and your brain for that moment become switched off. And in that resetting of feelings, you could continue your public speaking, you could continue your action, and your anxiety will be under pressure. That's the way, really. And always remember that when you start start to fear people, when you start panicking, always remember they are simply people. They will not laugh upon you. They will not hurt you. They are here just because they want to be here. They won't be here, and they want to listen your ideas. They want to listen information that you could share with them. Probably nobody could share that information except you. And in that moment, you will feel your priceless position. You are unique. You are the one. You are the master upon this crowd. And now you are self-confident, no anxiety. Okay, people, I will tell you my knowledge. I will share you my experience. Everything will be okay. Shall we begin? That's the way. I fought my anxiety 10 years ago, and it still helps me even in some critical situations. So I hope I answer your question, Luigi.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. And another small life hack. That's the last part of that page. The name is the sweetest sound. Remember the name of your business partner when you come to visit him and to make some presentation of your product, and please use his name as often as it's possible. It's a science fact that all people reacts better when they hear their names. So probably his name is Mark, and hello Mark, hi Mark, I'd like to share that presentation with you. So Mark, let's see, use his name properly and as often as it's possible. Of course, in a healthy sense, do not use it every 5 seconds. And he will feel that you are here with some good mood, with some good intentions, and name is a key for a soul of every person. Okay. That was the theoretical part of my speech, and now I'd like to make some exercises maybe, or just show you the sample of exercises. My friends, you could activate your cameras, you could activate your microphones, because here's time to play a little bit. Okay, so first thing to improve your language skills, there are tongue twisters. Of course, I am not insisting on using English tongue twisters, because a lot of tongue twisters exist in all world languages, but there are just some samples of those tongue twisters. You can see, like, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? If you have some troubles with some sounds in your own language or in foreign languages, use tongue twisters. It will not hold a lot of time from you, but it will improve your articulation and your pronunciation too. So find the most complicated tongue twisters in Google and do your practice. Next one is really interesting exercise for improving your skill like a public speaker. It's gibberish. What does it mean, gibberish? You could find some gibberish generators in Google, probably Yahoo, or in some other networks. So you could copy part of a news article, or maybe you could copy a part of some text in foreign language. Probably you do not understand the text, but you must try to read this text with all seriously. You must do it seriously. So, for example, the sample of gibberish. American hour ending safety COVID-19 pair of expanding their of them families to insurance if the economic to Americans for federal workers by execution Friday will sign a restaurant will qualify for unemployment national mining neutrality. You see, it's a completely gibberish. There is no sense, but you could improve your skills of public speaking with using that gibberish. Yeah, here are the second part of that gibberish action, but you can create your own. Another cool thing for everybody, it's a really hard exercise. I know that. I know that by myself. 30 seconds filler free. You know that we always use some, some filler words, some dirty words, some dusty words that makes our speech not so beautiful as it could be without them. So use the timer, use the video camera. The camera of your smartphone will be enough, and start the timer. And now, my friends, I will try to say a speech without any filler words. It will be really difficult, but as I understand, I must show you a proper way to do it by yourselves. You know, the professional artist, the professional public speaker should hold his... Oh, okay, I lose. I use the... So it is a really good practicing. You could... increase the quantity of seconds, you could increase the quantity of minutes, and after that you could make a total rewind of your recorded video and find some ways to work on them. Okay. That was a really good exercise. And another exercise, I use these exercises with kids on some public speaking training. Something you don't love. I always ask in kids like, please, dear, tell me what you totally don't love. And they said like, I don't love porridge, I don't love broccoli, I don't love Vasa from the parallel class. I don't like my grandpa or something like that. And I said, okay, so now I fix all things that you told me, and please, now, Peter, you say that you don't love porridge. Yes. So now you have 1 minute to tell me with all passion, with all love, how you are extraordinary enjoying the porridge. Why is it so good to eat in porridge, or etc., etc. And you could use the same way. Find realities around you that brings you in some disgusting condition, and try to fall in love with them only for 1 minute, and with all expression, with all emotion, tell about something you really don't love. And my favorite exercise, it's exercise number 5. Where did that name come from? So you're sitting in the room, and there are a lot of some stuff around you. So I really don't know. So for example, my favorite Amazon Kindle reader. You hold the item, you will activate the video camera in your smartphone, and you will start a small, I don't know, some small interview with yourself. You will tell about that thing. Where did this thing come from? Why do you love it? And why do you think that this item is really good? Why do you think that everybody should hold that item, and why is it so useful? It's just a really simple practice that you could implement into your public speaking training. Okay, that was probably all my exercises that I usually offer for young public speakers. And here is the list of useful literature. I will, of course, provide this useful literature list for our organizers, and you could easily receive my presentation from them. Those books, there are 10 positions here in that list, and I am really sure that those books are useful. They provide a good information for you, and they could increase your level of public speaking. That's right. And so now, thanks for your attentions, my friends. It was a little bit difficult for me, but really interesting to share my skills, my experience with persons all around the world. And for this moment, I'd like to probably answer your questions. If you want, you can add them in the chat, or you can easily ask me here using your microphone, video camera. We still have 10 minutes, and I am yours. You know, when I was a student, one of my professors said like that: if there are no questions in the end of lecture, there are 2 ways. Everybody understands everything, or everybody understands nothing. So I hope that was the first way, that everybody understands everything. But I strictly want you to ask me some questions. Dear friends, you can write your questions down here in our text chat if you want. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if there are no questions, if there are no other things I can answer you, I'd like to say thanks everybody for your attention. It was a biggest pleasure for me. I don't have questions at the moment. Thanks. Okay, so thank you very much, my friends. I hope that my speech was plenty useful for you, and public speaking is not more a difficult sphere for everybody here in that chat. So you can pick my contacts from the presentation. If you want, you can you can text me in Telegram. I often use Telegram like a messenger, and I will gladly answer for your questions if you will have them later. So my name is Stanislav Mushtalov, and here is International School of Samara University. Thanks a lot for everybody, and bye. Bye, my friends. Definitely lots of new and useful insight. Oh, my friends. You know, I have a special surprise for you because I am here from my I pretty much understand your lecture, so I don't have any questions at the moment. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm really encouraged by your words, and I'd like to show you my friend. Okay, come with me. This is my special business cat. My biggest friend. Probably next time I will make a lecture with her. Her name is Stella. Stella Di Mare. Okay, so that's another good thing. If that's the last life hack from me, if you make online presentation, and if you make some presentation for people in Zoom, use that life hack. Invite your pets. It can be a cat, it could be dog, it could be, I don't know, some small rat, a decorative rat. A lot of people make a good and positive reactions for pets. So when I making a discussion between me and my potential customers for weddings or corporative events, I often make a secret sign for my pet down the table. After that, they jump on my table, and they stay here in camera. And this is the half of success. If some future bride will see a cat, she'll say, "Oh, he's in love with cats. He's so good man." So it could be useful even in some IT business, in some digital works, in some digital investors. All people love cats, dogs, because they're funny, because they're cute. So that was my last information for you today. Dear friends, have a nice day and be a good public speakers. See you later. Bye and be successful.
Thank you, Stanislav. Have a good one.